Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the second episode of the official The League podcast. I'm your host, Amar Zafar. Today's episode is brought to you by an official sponsor of The League Season 4, Pack Valley Consulting. The first episode with guest Amar Osman received an astounding 86% approval rating, but that means that 14% were not very happy with it. So today, we'd like to top that. Today we get an inside peek of behind the scenes of the league. Today's guest is a league veteran. He's a savvy big man, the right-hander with a lethal lefty, and now a V-League champion, my dear brother, Mr. Rafay Big Man Siddiqui. How you doing, man? Welcome to the podcast.
Doing well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Good.
Appreciate
So
the intro.
we just hooped in a session, so we're a little sweaty. We apologize for our appearance, but I think they'll forgive us for that. Last episode, I didn't do this with Amar, and I wish that I had, so I want to start with you. I want to ask you a few basic questions so that the brothers watching this get to know you a little bit better. You know, there's some people that don't know us that well. So
Yeah.
A few basic questions before we get into the juicy stuff, okay? You ready?
Yeah.
Cool. What is your favorite sweet tooth craving?
Man, that's a loaded question. I would have to go with frozen custard.
Ooh, I did not expect that one.
And I would say hot take Culver's is better than Andy's.
Dang. Any flavor?
My order is a vanilla concrete with extra peanut butter, extra Butterfinger, and cookie dough.
Very extra. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Second question. What is your dream vacation spot?
Man, I was going to say something really offensive to I'm not going to
Go
say
for
that.
it.
I mean, the obvious answer is probably like, for a lot of people, I would assume is like Makkah or Medina, because that's just really cool. But aside from that, man, anywhere with a beach, really. I'm a big beach guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your vacation's more adventurous, or are they more chill, laying on the beach doing nothing?
Why not both?
Both. Okay.
Yeah, get a little hiking in, get a little relaxation in.
All right. Last question out of the basic ones.
Yeah.
What is something about you that not many players know?
Dude, I like anime. Anime is raw. Right now I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen. Sick anime. So I'm a big anime guy. I've been playing Pokemon since I was like a little kid, and right now I'm playing Legend of Zelda on my Nintendo Switch. So yeah, I'd say I'm a little bit of a closet nerd. People think I'm like a dumb jock.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of the times.
Have you heard that? Has somebody said that to you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
A couple guys have
Oh,
said
okay.
that to me, but yeah, I am kind of dumb, I guess, in like a good way.
I mean, you had a 5.2 out of 5. That's not...
You can still be dumb, man. You'd be surprised, man.
Okay, so let's get into the actual questions.
Yeah.
How has this season been so far for Goblins?
Goblins, we faced a lot of adversity for sure. Not having our star player, that's what everyone's gonna go to. For the first 3 games, it was really tough. I think we battled. I think first game we definitely could have won against Venom, which is a top team right now. I think, but they didn't have Vasa. We didn't have us. We ended up losing by like 5 or 7. We tied it up late in the game. And a lot of it, man, for me, motivation was I want to win this for my guards. I feel like there was a lot of disrespect going towards AU and Hassan, and I think they're really good players. And that last season was a little bit of an anomaly for them. So I think we're on the right track, though, and we're on pace to make some noise.
Can you talk a little bit more about that disrespect that you're saying towards your guards?
I mean, you guys have heard the noise in the media and all that, man. The graphics, 0-10 last 10 games, talking about they can't play defense, talking about their cuts not as fresh as Bassett's, all that stuff, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, Hassan got some of the cleanest fits and cuts when it comes to all the guys in the league. So I think my guards, they show up, they be looking fresh, and I think they're better defensively than people think. So
Okay. So you're making a statement that Hassan is the best dressed player in the league? Is that?
Yeah, man. Dude, he was the model for the league jerseys last year. Y'all forget. And he actually pays for the league, unlike some players.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
yeah, man.
All right.
I would say so. I think he's eligible for the award. Some other guys, they might be eligible for it, but right now they're not.
I see.
They're on my naughty list.
So
I'm not saying any names, but
Uh-huh.
you get my
So we could get back onto the court itself.
gist. For sure.
Being the best dressed doesn't necessarily translate to on-court
Success.
But I do want to ask you really quick. So you said that Anas is the star player on the team, but some may say that Hassan is a star player or AU is a star player. So how does that
Yeah, I mean, they all have the skill and talent to be star players, right? But when it comes to a team, it's about buying in and everyone doing their roles. One night, Anas might be the star. One night it could be Hassan. One night it could be AU, Yunus, Jazib, and myself. Any one of us can be that guy that steps up. It's just about doing your job and knowing your role. You know, so we know Anas is here to control the game, you know, for us, but we know AU and Hassan can take over at any time. And though that's what we look towards on offense.
So you already touched up on this a little bit, but I'll ask it again. So you guys are currently 1-3. You had a great win against Firdos. What's the locker room like for Goblins right now?
We're optimistic. I mean, we're seeing the improvement. Like I said, we've been battling all season. Most games were close, other than Public Enemy, where admittedly they ran us out the gym, right? But I mean, we kept it close in the other games, even against Grove Street. We were in there, and I think, you know, it's only up from here, and I'm excited for our next matchup to kind of see what we're made of.
Again, you've already touched up on this a little bit, but how has your big three, AU, Hassan, and Anas, played this season, and have they lived up to your expectations?
I mean, we've played one game, right, with everyone there, and I think they did a really good job. I can't really ask for more. You got the dub. There's things we can always clean up, and that's beyond them. That's the entire team, where we can kind of step up and do a little bit better. But you know, we're taking it one game at a time. I think we'll get better as we progress.
Who on your team from the role players are you looking to step up into a better role or step up into a different role than what they've been?
We all have to step up, and I think it's from that the role players. It starts with me. I need to play my role, play hard defensively, grab boards, and set screens. You know, that's my job. And I think I trust Jazib to step up defensively. I trust Yunus to step up on the glass. I trust Wakas to step up. He's been stepping up. Wakas has been great. He's been hitting some big threes, so I'm hoping to continue to see that from him for sure. But it's about all of us. It's a team effort.
So lots of teams have already written you guys off. Okay, maybe you've heard of this already. My team and your team are the same record, and it feels like a lot of teams have written you off. So what do you have to say to that?
I'm not writing back, man.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Head down, just lunch, hard hat on, lunch pail with me. We're going to work. That's it.
Okay. Before the season started, maybe you've heard of this, maybe you haven't. There was some rumors that Hassan was looking to trade, and your name was involved in that. As I would say, a key player in this team, did you know about those trade rumors?
Yeah, I mean, you hear about those things, right? It's part of the game. Honestly, I was hoping to see some trades, not necessarily involving me, but in this season, I think it adds a little spice to the league. And I mean, it happens. Everyone's always on the trade block in my head. You know, you're always fighting for your job, no matter what league you're playing in. You just have to do, like I said, you just have to show up and do your job, and you have to be prepared.
That one game that you had your big three play, how was the ball movement? So there's only one ball, but you have three very ball-dominant players. How was the ball movement?
They move well. I mean, they might be ball dominant at times, but they're unselfish. I mean, ball dominant I don't know. It depends on what you mean by ball dominant. Any of those three can bring it up. Any of those three can score. But those guys trust each other to hit big shots. They all, I think, scored pretty well. They had some big-time threes. I know AU had a really nice one in the corner. But, you know, I trust them to handle that and move the ball around and get touches for everyone. So that's not really a huge worry for me, to be honest.
Okay. What can we expect from the Goblins for the rest of the season?
Just to show up and push the pace, continue to play the way we do, moving the ball. It all starts defensively for me. You know, that's my mentality. I want us to focus, zone in on D, and I think that's where we're all at. Is we want to focus on the defensive end, and offensively, just spread the ball around and trust each other.
So I want to get into a little bit of the league admin role and some questions about that. Okay, so as the league admin, not a player, but just as an admin, what do you think of the season so far?
It's been a good season. It's always a good season, man, when you get all these guys together. I know Friday nights are kind of tough, you know, with family and things going on the weekend, but it's cool to see people coming out to watch the games, to help with the scoreboard and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I mean, we have two goals, right? The league was initially founded to establish brotherhood. And alhamdulillah, I think we're kind of moving towards that. There's a lot of engagement, and we love to see that. You know, for example, this podcast is a great example of that. So the Brotherhood's there, and the other thing is, of course, supporting the nonprofit KXP campaigns, which is the support's been coming. So I've been pretty happy about that. I've got like one guy that hasn't paid yet, so that's one thing I got to take care of. But because Glenn Jacobs wants me to take care of that, so I'm gonna have to. He's my boss. I got to listen to him. But it's been good, man. It's been pretty good.
So can you give us a little bit more information, maybe for those that don't know about KXP?
Yeah.
Can you give us more information?
For sure. So KXP was founded by my friends and myself from high school back in 2020 in response to the pandemic. So what we do is we partner with existing organizations throughout Chicagoland area. There's community organizations there that support their local communities when it comes to people in need. So what KXP does is we stay in contact with leaders of these communities and these organizations. And we, every month we try to set up a campaign. We're like, hey, do you guys have a need for something? Sometimes it's school supplies. Sometimes it's groceries. Sometimes it's blankets and backpacks, things like that, And alhamdulillah, with the support of the community and fundraising on social media, we've been able to provide. One campaign I can highlight that we most recently did was on August 12th, in which we provided 150 refugee families, primarily from Afghanistan, that came here within the last year with rice, flour, oil, tomatoes, onions, potatoes, and a couple of other things I can't remember off the top of my head. But alhamdulillah, it's really cool to be able to do that and distribute it live to the people that you physically see that are in need, right? So it's going to the right hands. And I think that's really cool. So alhamdulillah, we've been doing that, and we hope that we continue to get some support.
And if somebody wanted to donate, how can they do that?
You can zell us at kxpcampaigns@gmail.com. You can give me the cash. I'll take care of it if you trust me. You can give any of the board members any cash if you want, but we have that. We have Venmo. It's at KXP-campaigns as well. So those are primarily the ways to donate. You can also check our Instagram out at KXPcampaigns, and you're able to kind of see all your options there.
Okay. Speaking of giving you the cash, there's some speculation that some of the league funds were used to go on a vacation. So around the time that payments were due for this league, you and some other admins were seen in an undisclosed location on Snapchat and Instagram, partying and living it up. What do you have to say to these allegations?
Man, I have never used any of the funds for KXP for anything personal, as far as I know. So if anyone has those allegations, they can come talk to me, man. We'll take care of business.
Who is your pick for most improved player this season?
Waqas Mansour. That dude's come out hot, man. I'm telling you. People didn't have expectations for him, and he's come out hitting some big shots and just stepping up in a big way. He looks great.
Okay.
That's my guy.
What is your early prediction for first team all the league? You have 5 picks.
Okay. At point guard, Usfer Andi. At shooting guard, I would probably pick. I'm not going to pick any of my guys, just as a disclaimer, because I don't want to seem biased. So I'm not picking anyone.
I think
from the
it's fair.
Goblins.
If you want to, you can.
Okay, really?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so then at point guard, I put Anas Al-Zamli.
Okay.
At shooting guard, I would put Usfer Andi. Small forward, I'd put Usman Hussein. Power forward, Hamza Malik. Center, Waleed Mirza.
Okay. No Basit.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. And Anas has only played 1 game. You still have him in all the league?
Watch what he does.
Yeah. I mean, he had a pretty good game, the 1 game he played. So.
Watch what he does.
Okay. And what are your predictions for first team all defense?
Center, Mohsen Safi. Power forward, Ali Zaidi. Small forward, Amar Zafar. Which is you. In case you didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I put you at small forward. 2 guards. Man, no guards play defense, man. Low key. Abbas is dropping 50 on these guys' heads every week.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, okay.
Who else?
Nabil Mansour had 5 steals, I think, in his first or second game, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, the guards' defense is atrocious in general, man. Shooting guard, who do I put at all defense?
What about yourself?
I'm not a shooting guard. I'm a forward. I mean, I put myself right up there with Ali Zaidi, but I'm going to put Zaidi at 4. 3 is you. 2.
There's also Hamza Malik.
Dang, bro.
Yeah.
Didn't Waleed cook him? No offense, Hamza.
I don't know.
But
Did he?
Waleed went off, didn't he?
Oh,
When
did
they
he?
played last. They played last week, right?
We played them this last week. The week before, they might have played.
They
Yeah,
played, right?
I think so.
I don't know, man. I could be wrong. I don't know what's going on half the time, but yeah, no, I might be a little biased. Maybe he could be second team. You know, it's his first season. I'll hold off on that. Hamza's my guy, though. Disclaimer: he's a beast. I won a championship with him. But at 2 guard, man, you're putting me in a tough position, bro. I put Subpool Ahmad Hussein to 2 guard. That's how bad they are.
So you're saying the 2 guard spots are up for the taking right now?
I'll give Anas one of them. That guy's a dog defensively.
Yeah, he is.
At point guard. Shooting guard, I'm putting Ahmad Hussein, bro. Bring back Ahmad.
Okay. All right. So we got a lot of background noise. I think that's all for today. Before we end, anything else that you'd like to say to those that are watching?
Yeah, man. Those that are watching, if you haven't paid yet, please pay your money. It's going to charity, my guy. $100. Zelle at KXP Campaigns. Come pay me. If you're having some hard times and need a payment plan, I totally understand. Let's talk about it. I just need some communication, guys. But other than that, please enjoy the season. I don't mean to offend anyone by anything I may have said. And at the end of the day, this league's about brotherhood. So from the administration's perspective, I do want to say we really appreciate everybody and being involved in the league. And again, we don't mean offense to anyone with any content we create or anything that we do. We're just trying to have fun and promote brotherhood. So thank you all for that.
That's all for today's episode. Thank you to Rafay for being with us today. Tune in next Friday as his team plays Heaven Sent in a highly anticipated matchup between Omar Usman and AU, the sharpshooters. There's some things that were said last podcast. So,
hey man, Omar Usman, didn't he shoot 2 for 13 last week? From 3
he had 28 points though.
On 28 shots.
Yeah. All right. All right. So you go.